Welcome back to Universal Journey Talk, Part 5 of Episode 6. They can kind of prove that there are other dimensions, or can they really not? Is it more of a concept? You see what I'm saying?
I think someone say I'm not on that science level, but guess what? I don't rule anything out. I would say yes, there could definitely, probably, for sure, maybe be a different dimension. Maybe angels and supernatural. That's how they go back and forth and whatever, possibly. But different dimensions, maybe yes. I totally believe that's more of a reasonable thing. Can they come on Earth and whatever? Maybe. I am not a scientist for anything of this or whatever, so I'm gonna say probably. If there's a thin chance, yes. Interdimensional, once in a while, even aliens. People have seen sightings. I saw a weird sighting myself because I don't even believe in aliens that much on that level until I saw something in the sky. Remember, like they show videos of like those little orange things and how they moved in like positions, and that blew my mind. But maybe that was also high tech military. I don't know. I definitely saw something that's not whatever. I don't know. But I don't know. I mean, there's stuff. In the end, I'm gonna say this before I start talking. In the end, I believe this: there are definitely some conspiracies out there and stuff that are unanswered and that we can't answer. There's some crazy stuff. Even in the military, they see like these UFOs, unidentified objects. I do believe that. There's definitely stuff that we can't explain yet. So maybe there is some high intelligence. But I'm just saying, as far as a Bigfoot or an animal, I'm just ruling that out. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Other stuff. Maybe. Aliens, I do somewhat believe in aliens somewhat. On and off, Earth, this, that, whatever, I do believe in that somewhat. Like I said, I don't rule that out. Other stuff, supernatural, I believe in that somewhat too. I do not rule that out. I'm just saying, just Bigfoot, I
get you.
Rule that going as far as an animal.
So what do you think, Ian? So what do you think then about the being other dimensions and that possibility? Do you believe it, or do you think it's more likely, less likely? How do you feel?
I think this. Again, a lot of that, to some, and again, I'm not on that science level either, but if you come to your conclusion that there is something, or have such a strong, feeling and sense that if you believe in spirit creatures, I follow the line of logic there. If I believe that there is a spirit creature, something else that is in some sort of form alive, in some sort of way, and if it was here right now and I can't interact with that, then that thing, whatever it is, entity or whatever, is existing in a place clearly where I can't. So if that is how you define what another dimension is, or if it's more like interstellar to you, like when they went to that other planet and they went down to the one planet and 7 minutes ended up being like 20 years for one guy up there, if it's more like that. But if you believe that angels, if you believe in spirituality, so again, it comes down to the belief that they are existing in some sort of form. Well, if we aren't existing, can't see that or exist there, wherever they are would be the other dimension.
Right.
That we can't exist, that we can't see. So whatever reality that is, whether it's just too far or whether it's in a different plane of time or space, I don't know how that works. But so again, it always comes down for me to what do you believe?
Well, that's what I'm asking you. So now,
I'll leave it out.
So based on that, do you kind of believe that there are other dimensions, or do you just kind of think?
I'm a Christian. So yes, I believe more in things of that knowledge. That's what I would lean evidence-wise to me. That makes sense to me the most based upon biblical knowledge, things that even in today's society, things that people try and rationalize. It makes the most sense in my mind that if there is in fact some sort of spirituality, spiritual creatures of some sort, which I think they are, wherever they are, that's the other dimension to me. Right. So yes.
Yeah, I think for myself, like I've done a lot of 180s with how I felt about the Bible and different things, whatever. But overall, I do believe, well, as I mentioned, kind of like in one of our earlier episodes, where I actually believe that when you dream, that you're opening your pineal gland, which is your third eye, releases melatonin and all these other chemicals. And when we're dreaming, I believe, now this is once again my belief, it makes some sense to me, is that our third eye, we're going into another spectrum of reality. meaning because I always find it so weird how some people have very vivid dreams. A lot of people can remember their dreams. Other people can't remember their dreams very well. But there is a thing called lucid dreaming, which I got to get into that a little bit more. It's a practice. But it's strange how sometimes I because I practice lucid dreaming, which is like a whole technique. It's like I've literally seen and done things that I know is not in my nature. In other words, I think I was experiencing other people's experiences, either in the past, present, future, or whatever and stuff. Not even always, sometimes even entirely human. So in other words, I have this feeling that when we go into our dream state, depending on how conscious you are in a dream state, you're actually connecting yourself to like an overall collective consciousness that is part of the entire universe. You know what I mean? So in that case, because I believe in that, that's essentially, I'm essentially saying that, yes, I believe that there's another dimension, that the dream dimension is not just only contained in our brains. I think we're actually connecting out to something else that's bigger. So yeah, so overall, I think that there are, if you take that concept, then it would also make sense that there are other potential type of life forms that we can't see visually or whatever that are living, like you say, either they're just made out of a material that we simply can't see or identify, and they're here on our dimension, or they are in actually another dimension that we just can't understand. So I think that it's very possible. I'm curious to, who knows if in our lifetime, any type of discoveries will really happen. But I think that there's, it's good to keep your mind open to the possibilities that it's likely, So that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan on like lucid dreaming and stuff. I mean, it's cool, but I don't really believe. Honestly, I almost believe like dreams are, for the most part, dreams are dreams. It's like
Fair enough.
I think it's more than that. But I'm not getting into it, whatever. Because even animals also even dream. You know what I'm saying? You can see animals shaking in a dream and like catching. And I'm like, it's like, I don't know if animals are interdimensional even in the mind, which maybe they are. I don't know. But it's like dreams, and I could be wrong. Maybe one day they will prove it. So I don't know. But right now, I never was a big fan of dreams. Like I believe, like a lot of times I can control my dreams, and then, a lot of times I know I'm in a dream. But whatever. Hey,
I break it down to the most. Like if we're talking again back to spirits, other dimension kind of thing. I look at it kind of like this: if you take a dead body. When it's dead or whatever, what's the difference between Heath alive and Heath dead, let's say? Or you, Kirk, alive and dead? Physically, anytime, whatever, you're the same. But why doesn't that thing have any life in it? All of us have seen a dead body. You look at that like when our grandfather passed away and we saw the dead body or whatever, and you're like, he's not here. That whatever that is right there on the floor, that used to be my grandfather or whatever. But that's a vessel at this point. Whatever that energy, whatever that life force, consciousness, whatever that is no longer there. So whatever that energy is that's making us talk to each other and interact right now as our own selves, our real, whatever that energy is,
right.
Our bodies, it's kind of like working functions, like the machine part of it, and the brain too. But whatever that energy is or whatever,
the essence,
and wherever that goes, it goes to a different, if you want to call that another, that's how I say, okay, wherever that energy goes, I don't know. Again, does it recycle itself back to Earth? Into you're reincarnated as a cat now, or so, I don't know, or into someone else? Does it? Who knows? Or does it go to another place that wherever it originated from? I don't know. Right. But whatever that is as far as I go when you start talking about spirits and other realms. Because after that point, whatever you believe or whatever way you want to think. Good for you. Yeah. I mean, if you think your dreams are more than what, because my dreams half the time don't make any damn sense. But if they are, I don't know where I would go. I wouldn't understand what the heck is going on there.
Right.
But some do, some don't. If they think they're more than what they are, that's acceptable. I'm okay with not knowing everything. Some people, have to say, well, no, this is it, and I believe this, and they move towards in that direction. Like a lot of things Eric ends up saying, I don't want to beat Eric to death. Eric makes a lot of good points about a lot of things. Smart guy. But sometimes some of the things that he says are very unconclusive
Right.
When he starts to describe the mystic realms or whatever, and it sounds a lot closer in some ways to imagination and manifesting the imagination to reality versus than having any credence to this is how things are. And when he starts to say, well, this is this and that is that, I'm not sure he can say this is this and that is that. And
yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, I think that you know what it is? It's almost whoa, we lost him. Hey, he got attacked by Bigfoot. He got attacked by Bigfoot.
Eric just knocked me over.
No, I think you know what? That's why I kind of go back and forth, and I like having conversations with Eric because I think out of all of us, he's always been in my mind like the pioneer of whatever it is. He'll try and he'll take it to the furthest extent. Now, sometimes that is good because you need someone to go out and take chances and go in directions. But at the same time, it can be looked at as a little bit crazy or a little bit whatever, where I kind of sit in a little bit of like, when I hear a new concept or a new idea or whatever that is, or a belief system or something, I like to listen to it because there may be something in there that is of benefit to me. But at the same time, I always kind of tend to rest upon, well, is there any type of verification of it through science at all? Is there anything or any type of facts or anything leaning to it?
Or any type of reason. Just using simple reason.
But
is it reasonable and rational?
But here's the thing. I think if you are, let's say if you are like a spirit medium or something, like I don't know anything about spirit mediums. I don't know anything about any of that stuff or whatever. If, it would be kind of like rude of me to just disqualify whatever they're saying, because what if they are at a whole different level? They can see and reason things and feel something that I don't have that ability. So that's why I like to listen to Eric. Yeah, and that's why I like to listen to Eric, because if you're gonna get some, far out perspective, is probably gonna be him. So sometimes it's helpful, or other times it's just like, well, that's your perspective,
And you know what? I have no problem with that at all. But what I do have a problem with, and I think both of you guys can relate to this, is to all of a sudden listening to someone else's philosophy in whatever way, and I know this from being a mixed martial artist, there's tons of philosophies to listen to, but when you listen to an absolute, and then the worst thing that could happen is eventually you find out that it was nothing even close to real, and you spent all your time and energy believing something absolutely before it was proven or any evidence or reasonable, a proclamation of things at all, and you were completely convinced, and then it turns out not to be no better of an idea than anyone else's. You know what I mean? Pie in the sky.
Right.
Or it's effect. Right. So that's why I tread carefully when I say, now I know this is this, and that there's many different dimensions or whatever. Until I've seen those dimensions, it can actually tell you that is a fact. And show, in some way, and to me, I don't even believe myself if I'm saying it. I just don't jump to conclusions on things that are faith related and belief related. And for him to say that he knows this, and that, that's where I don't know if he actually knows or if he's 100% hardcore, has all the faith in the world in whatever concept that that he understands.
I get what you're saying.
Or perspective he's looking to.
Yeah, I get you. All right, so Heath, was there anything else you were going to say, or we can just kind of start to wrap it up?
No, I think that's about it.
All right, cool. Well, hey guys, definitely, it was a good conversation. I feel bad that he, I have a feeling, like I said, that his phone probably, died or something like that. I was trying to call him back, but we can't get him. So hey, like I said, maybe Bigfoot's real. Maybe Bigfoot took him. So
Eric, get the video, get the picture, grab a couple hairs, knock them out, bring them back, something.
All right, so hey, it's been good talking to you guys. I'm sure we'll be doing stuff like this randomly in the future. So yeah, it's always been good. But to everyone, once again, so anything that we were talking about here, if you want to add to the conversation, make some comments or whatever. We always like to to reply. Helps us kind of like continue with whatever we're going to go for our next next ideas and stuff, and so we can respond to you. So once again, I want to thank Ian, my brother Ian. I want to thank my brother Heath. I want to thank Eric wherever he is, and that's it. We will talk to you. All right, so we'll talk to you all later. Take care, everybody.
Okay, cool. All right. Peace.
Thanks for watching this segment of the full episode to be posted Sunday afternoon. Much more to be discussed in the next part, so give this video a like, leave your comments for us to reply to in future episodes, and stay notified by hitting the subscribe button.